Hello. So I thought that we'd start off small. And so this is an article by Reclaim the Net. I'm going to link it in the description. But anyway, basically what it's talking about is how Microsoft, the tech company, they made an ad for their HoloLens 2 headset. And they included in the ad an artist called Marina Abramovic, which, in my opinion, she is not an artist. But anyway, and then they took it down. And basically, the fact that Microsoft even thought that this was a good idea, it should show you just bad enough, everything that's going on. But let's go down the rabbit hole and see where these links lead. So anyway, she practiced and promotes, quote unquote, an art which is called spirit cooking, which is, in my opinion, a satanic ritual. And as we can see down here, one of the recipes, 13,000 grams of jealousy, and another one says to mix things that I'm not going to say because, yeah. So anyway, it's not good. And in case you're wondering where I was reading that right there and right here. And so we have WikiLeaks reveals emails between her and John Podesta. Okay, and now we know that we have emails from John Podesta to someone. I'm not exactly sure who. I can't remember. But those were talking about pizza in sentences that don't make sense. And, the Pizzagate thing. And so that would lead us to believe that she is involved in something very bad. Or at least that she worked with somebody who is involved, allegedly, in something very bad. That being Podesta, and then the bad thing being trafficking, So anyway, I have to pick my words a little bit carefully here. So then Microsoft deleted it. And they made a copy, so you guys can go to this article, which I'm going to once again link in the description to look at the video if you want. And the fact that Microsoft would even do this is enough to show you that we have bad things happening in just our tech companies. I feel like this should show you enough. So another thing that I want to talk about, let me see here. Okay. So another thing that I want to talk about is the Earn It Act. Could I please just... No, you're not going to let me type? Okay, guys. This is unfortunate. Anyway, let me pull it up real quick, and I will read it to you, and you guys can go look it up, and I'll link to the website. But, yeah. It won't let me search, so... I have a second tab open, though, that's letting me search. So, I'm going to go to Wired.com, and the article is titled, Signal Threatens to Leave the U.S. if Earn It Act passes. Yeah. So, in case you guys don't know, the Earn It Act is basically a thing that the government is trying to pass. It hasn't been passed yet, but they're trying to pass it. And what it would do is it would make tech companies such as Facebook, Instagram, maybe not Instagram, I'm not sure, but like Facebook and Twitter and messaging things such as that. And it would make, it would make those companies add a back door to their encryption things. And basically, that back door would allow they would have to put a backdoor that's like a universal key that'll always work to their encryption so that the government can use it. And then the reason why the government says that they want it is to prevent, or try to prevent, the number of pedophiles that are able to get kids. And honestly, that would be a good thing, just to lower that number. But the fact that they're trying to do it by creating a backdoor to the encryption is not good, because that password is going to get out just like the TaskLock keys got out, which there's a master key for TaskLocks, in case you didn't know. For when people get on planes, they can use that to then unlock the TaskLocks that people put on their luggage to then look through it, And so that was supposed to be a security thing. But you can just get any other lock and then spend a little bit more time packing or something, and then you'll be able to go through no problem. So the TaskLocks really don't do their job, and then the master key got out, and so now anybody can open a TaskLock pretty much. You can look it up on Google, and you can find their keys. So it's a lot like that, where it's not going to work because you can just self-encrypt it, or you can send it in a photograph, which is they wouldn't be able to see. And then if other people were to get this password, they could see everybody else's data. And so that would actually put more people in danger than it would help from the act itself. So right off the bat, it's just not good. It won't be able to do its job the way that it needs to. And then it'll even open up more opportunities for people to get hurt. But the thing is, they're passing it while the coronavirus is going on, or at least they're trying to get it passed, and nobody's covering it. Or almost nobody. I mean, I'm covering it, and then there have been a couple other channels that have been covering it. But major news is not really covering this. And so, like, if I go back and look at my search results, we have congress.gov, so that's the actual bill. And then we have wired.com, which is not a major news source, EFF.org, not a major news source, reason.com, like there's no CNN, nothing like that. And that should tell you something, that the fact that major news companies aren't covering this. And the fact that they're trying to get this passed is just incredible. I'm really hoping that this does not get passed, because if it does, it's going to make doing all this a whole lot harder. Well, maybe not, but you get the idea. It's just not going to be good for anybody if this gets passed. So I want to let you guys know about both of these things, and the fact that this is happening is not good. And I hope that you guys can see just how controlling our government is. There has been a documentary going around that if you guys haven't seen it, you really need to go see it. I'm also going to link that in the description, so there'll be 3 links. They'll be in the order that I said them in the video. But that documentary is called Out of Shadows, and it does a whole lot of a better job than I could do explaining the different things. And it is what inspired me to make this channel and do this. And so I'm going to go through, and whenever I see something that's not legitimate like this, I will upload a video about it and try to get you guys to sort of see this and see where it's wrong. Because this isn't it's just not good at all. So the messaging app Signal, which I didn't even know that was a messaging app, says that if the EARN It Act gets passed, it's just not going to work in the US. And to be honest, I don't blame that for happening, because this is absolutely stupid. So at least the good news is VPNs, and I guess we can all just switch over to Signal, I guess. Also, I have no idea how this is going to affect VPNs or anything. So I guess we'll see. But let me just go ahead and read the bill directly, a little bit of the bill, not the entire thing, so that you guys can see this. So it says, to establish a National Commission on Online Child Sex Exploitation Prevention and for Other Purposes. That is the title here. And it is A Bill, Section 1, short title. The act may be cited as eliminating abuse and rampant neglect of interactive technologies, otherwise known as EARN-IT. So the commission, they're saying, well, never mind, these are just definitions. Where's the actual bill? Oh wait, hold on, I skipped an entire section. Okay, it was right there. So there is establishment. They want to establish a national commission of online child sex exploitation prevention. And then it says the purpose is to develop recommended best practices that providers of interactive computer services may choose to implement to prevent, reduce, and respond to the online sexual exploitation of children, including the enticement, grooming, trafficking, and abuse of children, and the proliferation of online child abuse material. So that's what it says. That's the purpose, at least. And then it has the members, the qualifications, the date, let's see, period of appointment, vacancies. Okay, don't really care about that. Okay, authority is carrying out. No, that doesn't matter. Okay, here we go. So we have duties. So in general, no later than 18 months after the date on which it is signed in, the members of the organization that they're going to create will be required. They're going to be appointed, and then the company that they're going to make, or the organization that they're going to make, they call it the commission. So that's what I'm going to call it. They say the commission shall develop and submit to the Attorney General recommended best practices that providers of interactive computer services may choose to engage in to. Okay, that's a copy from the top. And then it has requirements for that. And let's see here. So the scope, it says, is not, let's see here. So it says, as the Commission determines appropriate based on the nature of particular products or services or other factors relevant to the purposes of this Act. Now, before that, it says, notwithstanding paragraph 3, the alternatives described in clause I of the subparagraph may exclude certain matters required to be addressed under paragraph 3. I don't actually know what that means, but I guess that there's exclusions and exceptions. But basically, I mean, it's just a bunch of BS, you know, they're just trying to get our information and they're using kids as a way to do it. They're like, think of the kids, you know, and that's just a bunch of bull to get this thing passed. And like even the fact that I have to talk about this because they're trying to pass it is mind-boggling. So if you guys like, you should really check out Out of Shadows, and then that'll give a whole lot more context to this. Should Out of Shadows get removed from the internet, I'm probably not the only person who has a copy of it on their home computer, and I will re-upload it if it gets completely removed. If it does not get completely removed, I'll just update the links to their original website, which is outofshadows.org, where you guys can go there. That's the original website, and then there is a copy of it up on YouTube already, which is the one that I'm going to be linking to in the description. So I feel like that's enough for this video, but I'm going to go back and, like, over time, watch all the old children's films such as Lion King, Aladdin, etc. And I'm going to look for different things like they show in the in Out of Shadows. They show certain things that are in the kids' films that should not be there. And I'm going to go back through and I'm going to look for those and actually verify that they're there. And then I'm also going to look for other ones. And if I find any, I will tell you guys about them. Because the fact that this goes on is absolutely disgusting, and it needs to stop. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back with another one when something insane happens.